and welcome to our little group meeting here. We're trying to explain the practice of transcendental stress management. It's a simple mental technique that requires no effort. I'm Mike Scozzari, and today with me I have Gyanendra Mahapatra. He's a medical doctor, and he's been joining us for the past few weeks to teach these classes that we offer here in Deerfield Beach and via Skype. So for those of you that are not familiar with the meditation practice we teach, let me explain a little bit about it. I'll ask Dr. Mahapatra to help me as well. This technique requires no effort, no concentration. It is completely different from the practice of mindfulness, which some of you know is derived from Buddhist teachings. There's no concentration, there's no effort. One doesn't have to blank the mind or try to rid the mind of thoughts. And if the mind is settling down during meditation, we're happy to experience that finer level of thinking, which turns out to be a finer level of the physiology. Bodily activity slows, mental activity slows. Dr. Mahapatra, perhaps you can explain a little bit about the technique.
Thank you very much, and Jai Gurudev. As Mike was telling, I'm from India. India being the land of the Vedas, and we from the childhood we know about meditation, and we talk about meditation. So while I was in the medical school, a little bit interested in meditation, and I searched for different techniques. I came across techniques, and at least 12 to 13 techniques I have come across, including, as Mike was telling right now, Buddhist technique and Jain meditation and many other varieties of meditation. Many gurus are there, they talk. Any kind of meditation, as my master says, is good, better than no meditation. But as I was telling, this 10-12 varieties of meditation, as I was talking to you right now, can be broadly classified into two varieties, only two. And one could be concentration meditation, which means focusing your attention, forcing, trying to empty the mind. Oh, I cannot concentrate more than 1 minute, 2 minutes. People complain and they're afraid. And Mike was rightly telling right now that this meditation, transcendental stress management technique, that TSM that we talk, doesn't involve any concentration. It's a very natural technique. Meditation should be natural. The first common variety of meditation, concentration meditation that we talk about, is so popular. People think that meditation is concentration. But what we say, that concentration is the result of meditation. Concentration is the result of meditation. When we come out of meditation and plunge into activity, no matter whatever is your activity, whether you are a librarian, whether you are a school teacher, whether you are a meditation teacher, whether you are a doctor operating in the operation table, whether you are driving or taking a decision in the White House or somewhere in the Wall Street you are there. That these are activity. In activity you need concentration. In rest of the time, meditation we do for 20 minutes in morning, 20 minutes in the evening. 23 hours and 20 minutes you are in activity, and there you need concentration, and meditation gives rise to concentration. We have done some studies where we have done the brain wave studies. Brain has two hemispheres, left hemisphere, right hemisphere, and left, right, the material brain, the intellectual brain of the left hemisphere, and the right hemisphere, intuitive brain, the abstract brain, the spiritual brain, they call many. Verbal and non-verbal. Non-verbal is the right brain, verbal is the left brain. They have no coherence, they have no correlation before starting meditation. Soon after starting meditation, they become coherent. Right going up means left goes up. Right comes down means left comes down. It's a synchronicity, this is a coherence. A lot of more research has been done, like brain mapping and all that. So all that is produced due to this meditation is the coherence, and that we call as concentration. So concentration is the result of meditation. We need not concentrate, we do not concentrate during meditation. Meditation is a technique of silencing the mind. Silencing. Mike was rightly telling that When you start meditating in a very natural way, in a very effortless way, the mind settles down, and experiences its source, its own nature. And own nature is bliss, happiness. When I talk of bliss, it's little bit of different from the happiness that we get out of a little bit of material thing that you get. You get some good food, you get happiness. You meet your good friend, you get happiness. But the bliss that we are talking, that you gain during meditation, is 1,000 million times better than the happiness that you get in any other things that you are engaged in, any success or anything. But that bliss, experience of bliss, produces that coherence, orderliness in the brain. Due to orderliness of the brain, basically how does this orderliness come? It comes because of the de-excitation. In this brain, there's 10 billion neurons inside and quickly functions, just faster than even light. 186,000 miles per second, that fast light moves faster than that is in the mind. Constantly working, firing the neurons, the connection, quick connection. Without our knowledge, even millions of neurons, they are just connecting. Quick connection, millions of thoughts comes, goes. Even we are dreaming, we are sleeping, brain is engaged in activity. Due to this neuronal connections, keep on connecting, quick. These neuronal activities, these unnecessary excitation that is going on in a very systematic way, by this technique of TSM that we practice for a few minutes, we bring down those excitation. And once excitation comes down inside this skull, inside this brain cells, what happens? There is a third law of thermodynamics. It talks about entropy, it talks about disorderliness. You reduce the temperature of a system becomes more coherent. Bring down the temperature means molecular excitation, temperature means high excitation. When you increase temperature, excitation is more. Decrease temperature, excitation is less. And in this system of meditation, when you reduce the temperature, reduce the excitation, the system develops orderliness. From a disordered pattern, it goes to an orderly pattern, and wonderfully documented by neurologists all over the world. Go to Google and search for this, how beautifully they have documented these things. In any system that reduces the activity of the brain, goes towards silence, then it increases the orderliness. Brain functioning becomes orderly.
Many different systems of meditation have been able to show that.
That's
not
right.
just we're talking about a system which enables us to transcend, to get to the source, the deepest level of the human mind. But at the same time, these kind of benefits come. For example, if I were watching a beautiful play or a show, and I was happy, I'd be producing more serotonin.
Exactly.
But this serotonin comes in greater abundance during meditation, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
The system, that's a beautiful point that you have brought. With this system is going to this rested state. Deep rest, not ordinary rest. But the rest you are also getting during sleep. 8 hours sleep produces some kind of rest. It's a wonderful gift of the nature. System rejuvenates itself, repairs damages that has been done in the past few months or few years. But meditation is something different. In this 15-20 minutes of practicing this TSM technique that we are talking about, the body gets deeper rest than sleep. Documented also, yet mind is not sleeping, mind is awake. It's a wakeful hypometabolic state. It's a restfully alert state. Restful yet alert. My master always uses this analogy, like pulling an arrow on the bow. You pull it 6, 7, 10 inches, resting but not fully alert. Release it, it will fall down there. Pull it about 20, 25 inches back here. Resting yet fully alert. What do you release? It straight goes and hits the target. It's not falling down there because it has been pulled back. Restfully alert. During meditation, when you are going to that restful state, that blissful state, as we are discussing right now, and the brain is becoming orderly, you are wakeful, you are not sleeping, wakefully alert. These are two opposite things, yet it happens. So it's like fire and water together, restfully alert. So when you come out of meditation, your thoughts, speech, action are profound, just like the dynamic arrow, precision. After meditation, therefore, the activity becomes more enjoyable, more precise, less mistakes, more accurate, all, even the behavior, even the attitude, because anxiety goes away, you are understanding your environment, you are understanding the difficulty of the others. Previously, anger management becomes so beautiful. This is all because brain is functioning now orderly. And Mike was just now telling about serotonin. Yes, even cortisol, blood cortisol level, which is a direct measure of your stress. Lactic acid, serum lactates, blood lactate contents. If you are angry, if you are psychosomatic person, high blood pressure patient, if you take the blood sample, the lactic acid level will be high, cortisol level will be high. But during meditation, it drops dramatically. Not only that, but throughout the day, when we are engaged in activity, these chemicals remain at a low level. So the chemicals, the hormones, the substances that was producing anxiety, tension, high blood pressure, they are maintained at a low level throughout the day. So it's a wonderful system. It provides the body deep rest on a biochemical level, reduces this chemistry, reduces the poisonous substance that makes you anxious, tense, stressed. It's a stress management technique. It manages your stresses. And when you will learn the technique, you will go to the details of the stresses, how stresses are produced, and how deep rest dissolves those stresses.
Releases.
And stresses, you will be surprised to know, either directly causing 60 to 70% of the modern world diseases, heart attacks, high blood pressure, many peptic problems, many digestive problems, many skin problems, many mental problems, they are all directly connected with stress.
When you practiced medicine, you would prescribe medicine, you would try to alert people to behaviors that might reduce their stress.
Yes.
But for the most part, the diseases are caused by stress,
Exactly.
even emotional stress.
And one example I'll give you, that high blood pressure, which is the number one cause of heart attacks today. And this is all totally, every doctor agrees that stress plays a major role in producing high blood pressure. Let us go to the treatment of high blood pressure. Every doctor knows that there are antihypertensive drugs. But can you give me an example of one antihypertensive drug which doesn't produce any side effect? These drugs are very poisonous. We take that, reduce the blood pressure, systolic, diastolic drops. But what it causes to the liver, to the brain, doctors are worried about it. They are all searching for a alternate technique, yoga, breathing, meditation, and blood pressure is automatically managed. You reduce the stress, 80 to 90% of the cases in my own practice of teaching meditation to more than 30,000 people by now. I have seen many patients, they just don't require these drugs. Stress is the first thing to go after practicing meditation, and therefore the root cause of many stress related problems, they are all related, not only behavior, not only attitude, not only productivity, but health becomes better. And stress has got direct connection with immune system.
Correct. Okay.
Immune system is that system which you are blessed with when you come out from mother's womb. From the mother you have taken, from the genetic, from the heredity, you have taken, you have been blessed with those soldiers which are provided in the system. They are ready with their guns, their ammunitions to take care of any enemy that comes. But this system works only when the system is alert. And stress is the major cause which doesn't make it alert. It makes them drowsy. If the soldiers are drowsy, they are sleeping. Even if they are having the guns, it will not work.
This immune response, it needs to be alert.
Absolutely. So immune system, that's the future of medicine today. If the immune system is strong, then diseases won't affect us. Suppose there are 15-20 people sitting here in my lecture right now, and we give all of them are exposed to pneumonia virus or bacteria.
Pneumococcal
Pneumococcal, so let us say. All 15 will not suffer. 3-4 may suffer, 12 will escape. How that happens? That happens only because 12 people have stronger immune system.
Yes.
Their natural ability to fight pneumococcal virus is there, inbuilt. Their system is more alert. What I want to say here is, immune system in an unknown way gets strengthened by practicing meditation. Transcendental stress management strengthens by providing the body deep rest, taking care of the stress and strains from the body. Worries, anxiety are less, you are happy, you are always blissful. Immune system in an unknown way gets strengthened, so you will not easily, you can't even if you are exposed to diseases, which is always there, chances that you will escape always. Your chances of visiting the doctor are less. You will be a healthy man, happy man, creative man.
Should be the
always
goal of
blissful.
medicine.
Yes.
Should be.
All doctors are searching. All doctors are so happy. Many doctors prescribe this thing these days. They say practice something.
There was a method of meditation, I remember reading a research paper, a Qigong method of meditation, which strengthened the immune system. We need more research. I think we need more research on this, particularly because you were saying that the immune response is critical for medicine today.
Yes.
If it's to work and move us to health. Creating health is oftentimes overlooked by doctors. They attack the problem, they provide a medicine to deal with the problem, but they don't create health and balance in the person.
Correct. That word I am very proud of saying, coming from India and from the Ayurvedic tradition also, which talks, the Vedic medicine that talks always about balance. The definition of health is just not merely absence of disease. It's the complete physical, mental, psychological and spiritual balance.
Let's talk
And
about
this
the spiritual balance.
Exactly.
I love this word because it's gotten a lot of play lately. It seems like we're coming out of the dark ages with the new emergence of a definition for spirituality. How would you describe that?
Spiritual balance is nothing new. Every family, every parents, everything, they practice something spiritual. Spiritual is your bliss state. Your
Beautiful.
absolute state of balance is spiritual.
Ultimately.
Ultimately, it's not religious. Religious is what family you were born into, what your mother and father are practicing, where you were born, Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, these are all, it's organized religion. We are not against that. What TSM does, it says whatever you are practicing, do that, but practice 15-20 minutes of meditation. If you are stress free, you will understand your religion better. So what you added there, you are now spiritual. You are understanding your own self, what you are,
with that addition,
what you are made up of, what is your real nature. Are you this body? Are you ending at the skin here? What is your connection with the environment? This unfolds to you directly and easily if you are spiritual. And what is the spiritual? If you are experiencing your own self, which is the reality. God has created every creature in this universe in his own image. That's what is proper belief, what it is. What is that image? What is that inside you? The kingdom of heaven is inside you.
So this we want to awaken,
Yes.
as opposed to just studying it or talking about it.
One can study, theoretical study, being exposed to any kind of religious practice or anything, nothing, it's not a barrier for all this practice of meditation. Do anything, doesn't matter. But if you are doing this meditation, that it enlivens you, know yourself first, know thyself first.
Very true.
Ancient saying in the Greek philosophy, in Indian philosophy, Eastern and Western world, What is that self? That self is your own. It's not a made things. It's not a size of 2 feet or 3 feet or 6 feet high. No, it's that inside. That inside which is bliss.
When
which
we
is beyond.
teach, when we teach someone to meditate, you and I, we do the same thing. We provide a mantra, which is a meaningless word or sound. People are taught how to repeat it correctly.
Yes.
Then their awareness, the excitation settle down. They get into that settled state.
Yes.
And oftentimes they go beyond the thought into that state of pure consciousness where there's no activity. And that's the resetting of the mind-body system. That's the awakening of the higher self. Because there is, in that state where there's no activity, that's the source.
Yes.
That's the essential.
Wonderful. And
without any belief, it's a direct experience.
Exactly. That's a very important point you brought. But since you brought that point of settling down, how does it happen? How? Because in the beginning we said it doesn't involve any forcing or it involve any concentrating or trying. It happens spontaneously, naturally, because very natural tendency of mind is taken into consideration, used in this meditation. What is this natural tendency of mind? Mind always wants happiness. Right from the beginning, it doesn't want, day one of your life, when a 1 day child is sleeping there, you pinch him little strongly, he will withdraw. He doesn't like pain. Nobody likes pain, suffering.
Cool. Yeah,
and what everybody wants? Happiness. And what kind of happiness? More happiness. More happiness, more joy, more pleasure, more money, more power, more, everything more. To evolution is very natural to the system. Universe is evolving. Every individual, every creature, everything is constantly evolving from lesser state of evolution to greater state of evolution. To go from lesser happiness to greater happiness is natural tendency of mind, and this very fundamental principle of evolution is used in this system of transcendental stress management technique that we practice. What do we do? We take something and we allow it to go. And just like diving. In diving, you stand on a springboard and let go. Once you let go, gravity takes care of you and you come up. You don't do anything.
No effort.
This is a beautiful thing.
Well,
and that bliss is inside you, that happiness, and mind is seeking for happiness. It will go there automatically.
That's what I wanted to hear. All right.
That's beautiful.
That's like the magnet that draws the mind in is that bliss.
Wonderful, yes.
The attention, which is distracted all the time,
yes,
needs a little vehicle to turn itself within.
That's beautiful.
So the attention starts moving in an inward direction, away from all the distracting thoughts and activities of the environment.
Yes, yes.
And so we use that little mantra, that vehicle.
Yes.
You and I both teach the same way.
Yes.
Person receives the instruction on first day.
Yeah.
They practice a little bit. We fine-tune it. We explain to them how to use the mantra properly.
Yeah.
Then they come back next day or a day after that when it's convenient, and we do a little bit more of an adjustment of the technique.
Yeah.
So we really spend proportionally more time on how to use the technique, how to use the mantra.
Beautiful.
And
beautiful.
in the final analysis, one becomes an expert at meditation, not by traveling to India, your homeland, but just by spending a little time. We have these 4 lessons, and one becomes an expert.
Yes.
And anyone who's beyond today's lecture, who has an interest in taking advantage of that, they can get in touch with us through the contact information on Facebook or YouTube, and that way they can pursue it. I wanted to ask if you had anything to add before we finish. We don't want to keep people too long. It's suggested that we not talk too long.
All that I will say that meditation should be easy, should be natural, should be spontaneous and effortless. No forcing is necessary. You listen to everybody, doesn't matter. Any kind of meditation is better than no meditation. But practice that technique which is natural and effortless and is easy, and benefits you can't escape. It's so easy, it's so beautiful. Once you are natural, nature takes care of everything, and nature is all merciful, all kind. You go 1 step towards nature, nature brings 7 steps towards you. That's what is our belief, and we do that. And anybody who practices will have benefits immediately. 2-3 days of 1 hour, 2 hours really, our 2-3 sessions, one becomes expert. What doesn't require your assistant or my assistance anymore, and just practice. And once you start the practice, one thing probably you'll think that why didn't I practice it earlier?
That's what I thought, and I began when I was 21.
Yes.
It's not a question of belief. I happened to teach a man who was an attorney in South Florida, and he had a very difficult responsibility to find his clients innocent. That was his job,
Yes.
even if they weren't, but we understand the legal system. And after 2-3 days meditating, he told me he was forgetting to yell at his children. So it's a perfect example of how this technique works. We're not a set of rules. We don't provide behavior modification. We know if they just practice it 20 minutes twice a day, the benefits will come.
Yes.
So we'd like to encourage everybody to take the next step and begin the meditation straight away. And we can talk with you further. Perhaps we'll have one more lesson on video, where Dr. Mahapatra and I can explain a little bit more in detail about these certain areas like spiritual development.
Yes.
You had a very good analysis of health benefits. We could talk a little bit about the behavioral changes that occur spontaneously. One loses interest in anger and loses interest in finding fault, things that we get caught up in, the petty behaviors. So those things we'll discuss at a later date.
Yes, yes.
Is there anything else we have to say? I think I have to finish now.
Thank you very, very much, and we are thankful for your time.
Okay.